Torah and to the witness. That's who you seek. If they do not speak according to this word, it is because they have no daybreak. And they shall pass through it hard pressed and hungry. And it shall be, when they are hungry, that they shall be wroth and curse their sovereign and their Most High, looking upward. And they shall look to the earth and see distress and darkness, gloom of hard times, and be driven on into thick darkness. Why would they be driven on into thick darkness? Because instead of seeking the Torah and the witness, when they do pass through the word, they pass through it hard pressed and hungry. Which will cause them to look to the earth and see distress and darkness, gloom of hard times, and be driven into thick darkness. They have no expectancy, but they think they do. They don't believe. And they say they don't, but they want you to believe they do. That's not, that might be the way the world thinks they pick up their stake and follow after Messiah, but that's not really following after the Messiah. Woe to those making unrighteous inscriptions and writers who have prescribed toil, to keep the needy back from right ruling and to take what is right from the poor of my people, that widows become their prey and orphans their plunder. What shall you do in the day of visitation and in the ruin which comes from afar? To whom would you run for help? And where would you leave your Benjamins, baby? Without me they shall bow down among the prisoners and fall among the killed. With all this his displeasure has not turned back, and his hand is still stretched out. Woe to Ashur, the rod of my displeasure, and the staff in whose hand is my displeasure. Against the defiled nation I send him, and against the people of my wrath I command him to seize the spoil, to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mud of the streets. But he does not intend so, nor does his heart think so, for it is in his heart to destroy and cut off not a few nations. For he says, Are my princes sovereigns? Are not my princes sovereigns? Is not Calno like Carchemish? Is not Hamath like Arpad? Is not Samaria like Damascus? As my hand has found the reins of the idols, whose carved images excel those of Jerusalem and Samaria. As I have done to Samaria and her idols, do I not do also to Jerusalem and her idols? And it shall be, when Yahuwah has performed all his work on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, that I shall punish the fruit of the greatness of the heart of the sovereign of Ashur, and the boasting of his haughty looks. For he has said, By the power of my hand I have done it. I made them return in this land, and by my wisdom, for I have been clever, and I removed the boundaries of the people, and have robbed their treasuries, and I put down the inhabitants like a strong one. And my hand finds the riches of the people like a nest, and I have gathered all the earth like forsaken eggs are gathered. And there was no one who moved his wing, nor opened his mouth with even a peep. Pretty much. But you hear my little peep, don't you? Peep, peep. Would the axe boast itself over him who chops with it, or the saw exalt itself over him who saws with it? As a rod waving those who lift it up, as a staff lifting up that which is not wood. Therefore the Master Yahuwah of hosts sends a leanness among his fat ones, and under his esteem he kindles a burning like the burning of a fire. And the light of Yasharal shall be for a fire, and his set apart one for a flame. And it shall burn and devour his weeds and his thorn bushes in one day, and consume the esteem of his forest and of his fertile field, both life and flesh, and they shall be as when a sick man wastes away with that wound. And the remaining trees of his forest shall be so few in number that a child records them. And in that day it shall be that the remnant of Yasharal, and those who have escaped of the house of Jacob, never again lean upon him who struck them, but shall lean upon Yahuwah, the set apart one of Yasharal, in truth. A remnant shall return, the remnant of Jacob, to the mighty Most High. For though your people, O Yasharal, be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return, a decisive end, overflowing with righteousness. For the Master Yahuwah of hosts is making a complete end, as decided, in the midst of all the earth. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahuwah of hosts, my people who dwell in Zion, be not afraid of Ashur, who struck you with the rod and lifts up his staff against you in the way of Mitzrayim. For yet a little while, and the displeasure shall be completed, and my displeasure be to their destruction. And Yahuwah of hosts stirs up a lash for him, as the smiting of Midian at the rock of Oreb. And as his rod was on the sea, so shall he lift it up in the way of Mitzrayim. And in that day it shall be that his burden is removed from your shoulder, and his yoke from your neck, and the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing oil. He has come up upon Aoth. He has passed Migron. At Michmash he stored his supplies. They have gone through the pass. They have taken up lodging at Geba. Ramah is afraid. Geba of Shaul has fled. Lift up your voice, O daughter of Gileam. Listen, Laishah, O poor Anathoth. Magmanah has fled. The inhabitants of Gebim sought refuge. Yet he remains at Nob that day. He shakes his fist at the mountain of the daughter of Zion, the hill of Jerusalem. Look, the Master Yahuwah of hosts is lopping off a branch with an awesome crash, and the tall ones are cut down, and the lofty ones are laid low. And he shall cut down the thickets of the forest with iron, and Lebanon shall fall as a mighty one. And a rod shall come forth from the stump of Yeshua, and a sprout from his root shall be fruitful. The Spirit of Yahuwah shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of Yahuwah. And he shall make him breathe in the fire of Yahuwah, and he shall not judge by the sight of his eyes, nor decide by the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and shall decide with straightness for the meek ones of the earth, and shall strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and slay the wrong with the breath of his lips. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and trustworthiness the girdle of his waist. And a wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard lie down with the young goat, calf with the young lion, fatling together. Little child leads them. And a cow and bear shall feed. Their young ones lie down together, and a lion eats straw like an ox. And the nursing child play by the cobra's hole, and the weaned child shall put his hand in the adder's den. They do no evil nor destroy in all my set-apart mountain. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of Yahuwah as the waters cover the sea. And in that day there shall be a root of Yeshua, standing as a banner to the people. Unto him the nations shall seek, and his rest shall be esteemed. And it shall be in that day that Yahuwah sets his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people who are left from Ashur and from Mitzrayim, from Pathos, from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall raise a banner for the nations, and gather the outcast of Yasharal, and assemble the dispersed of Yehuda from the four corners of the earth. And the envy of Ephraim shall turn aside, and the adversaries of Yehuda be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Yehuda, and Yehuda not trouble Ephraim. But they shall fly down upon the shoulder of the Philistines toward the west. Together they plundered the people of the east, their hand stretching forth on Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall be subject to them. And Yahuwah shall put under the band the tongue of the sea of Mitzrayim, and he shall wave his hand over the river with the might of his spirit, and shall strike it in the 7 streams, and shall cause men to tread in it in sandals. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, those left from Ashur, as it was for Yasharal in the day when he came up from the land of Egypt, Mitzrayim. If someone would have stayed in Egypt and didn't go with them, they probably claimed that they believed and walked and followed the Most High, but not like this. They might say that now, they do, but not like this. They might say their highway is accepting Messiah into their heart to be their sovereign, their master, but not like this. There's only one way. It's the highway.
On your favorite. Yo, that ain't this. Yeah. No, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. Yeah, they got them fringes on their coat, but that ain't this. No, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. Yeah, they say they grew, but hey, they bros, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. Yeah, they got them fringes on their coat, but that ain't this. Yeah, they say they grew, but hey, they bros, that ain't this. Yeah. Set apart, don't only talk these scripts, we really live it. We ain't only read about that furnace, we been in it. Accustomed to adversity, I know it's just a test. Immersed in living water, got me clean, who need a zest? Running, need some rest, but I'm on this quest. People told me never call again, I said say less. I am not the owner of the house, I'm just a guest. Want them, but they Disney put that magic to the test. In the Wicked West, they call them handsome in a dress. Brother, Hoochie Daddy shorts, they call them fresh. I'm blurring out them screws, they say it bad, I got to rest. Ooh, they hate correct, but no, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. Yeah, they got them fringes on their clothes, but that ain't this. No, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. Yeah, they said they grew, but hey, they bros, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. No, that ain't this. Yeah, they got them fringes on their clothes, but that ain't this. Yeah, they say they grew, but hey, they bros, that ain't this. Nah, that ain't this. Nah, that ain't this. Nah, that ain't this. Nah, that ain't this. Yeah, they said they grew, but hey, they grew.